Hello and welcome to the 2018 Benefit Enrollment presentation for Ladder and Blum. My name is Tom Daly with Benefit Administration Group, and I'm going to be walking you through the process of enrollment and some of your plan options and kind of orienting you to where you can go to find additional information as needed. So everyone should see the Ladder and Blum enrollment website login right here. If you just either log in directly here, then you can go and see just your opening portal. It has a Manage Enrollment button where you can jump right in and start your enrollment process if you're already sure about what you need to do and you're comfortable kind of moving through the process. We also have a document library where we've posted all plan summaries for all the different categories of plans, your dental, your life, your disability, your health savings account, long-term disability, health, medical, vision, etc. And we have a one-page summary as well, which I'm going to show you as we get through the enrollment process. I'm going to open up and look at for you guys. But anything and everything related to your benefits is parked in the document library. Throughout the year, you can log in and manage your benefits by reviewing benefit choices that you made and or updating profile information. But your annual open enrollment window walks you through a couple of those categories as well. So if you click Manage Open Enrollment, it'll take you to an enrollment overview where we've parked this video for you guys to review. You are making an election of coverage here. We are posting your summaries of benefits and coverage electronically on the site for you to review. This does represent an offer of coverage that is an affordable. And the deductions that we're going to be setting up for you guys are going to be pre-tax deductions. And there's some rules around how you can change those throughout the year and what dictates the ability to change. So you review that, then it jumps you right into your profile information. This is where you'll let us know if anything's changed with respect to your marital status or your current address or phone number. If that all looks good, just click Next to go there. This takes you to the current covered dependents that we have on file for you. If there are no new dependents to add, then you can just verify that this information is correct on the dependents that we have on file for you. If that all looks good, then you just click Next, and it takes you to your benefit summary. This is that one page that I was talking about, and I wanted to open that up for you guys to review these plans. As Rick mentioned in his video that he sent around, the plans being offered to you guys, great news, are staying exactly the same, so no pullbacks in benefits for you guys, and the deductions for the health insurance are staying exactly the same for the plans being offered. So that's news we don't get to deliver enough these days, but it's certainly good news and a testament to Ladder and Blum and how much they've stepped up to support this enrollment and support financially the benefits that are being offered to you guys. So, but just to make sure everybody understands the three benefit choices that are available still with United Healthcare, you have a qualified high deductible plan and two copay-driven plans, and we call these copay-driven plans for a very specific reason, which we'll show you here in a second. But your high deductible plan is pretty straightforward as well. It's a $5,000 individual deductible, $10,000 family deductible, with an out-of-pocket maximum of either $6,400 or $12,800. No additional co-insurance or shared cost after a deductible is satisfied, at least percentage shared cost. But you do have co-payments, so fixed dollar costs after the deductible has been satisfied for a list of services here. So after your deductible is satisfied, you can go in for a primary care visit, you pay $30, specialist $60, $75 urgent care, $350 emergency room, $500 for an inpatient stay, or prescription tiers. Tier 1 prescriptions for 30-day supply for $10, $35 for Tier 2, $60 for Tier 3. So that is a qualified high deductible plan and can be paired with a health savings account, so an account that is funded with pre-tax dollars that can be used and spent on any of these deductible eligible expenses and a host of other expenses as well. Your two copay plans, though, have a deductible that's lower on both accounts of $2,000 for the base copay plan and $1,000 for the premier copay plan, and their out-of-pocket maximums are lower as well. $6,000 out-of-pocket maximum for employee only in the base copay plan, $4,000 on the premier copay plan. However, the deductibles and co-insurances, for that matter, 20% for the base plan, 30% for the premier, don't need to be paid for things like primary care visits, specialists, urgent care, emergency rooms. They do come into play for hospital inpatient or outpatient stays, where you have to pay your deductible first and then potentially a coinsurance after that. But if you just go for a regular primary care visit without even satisfying your deductible, you'd pay $25 on either of the plans here, $45 for specialist, $75 for urgent care, and $350 for emergency room. Similarly, you'd pay $10, $35, or $70 for a 10-day or 30-day supply of these prescriptions without having to satisfy a deductible first. So obviously, this is the least expensive plan to the most expensive plan going left to right, and the coverage kind of indicates that as well. So again, hopefully these are somewhat, and again, like I said, if you want to continue on a plan that you've been covered in before, then your cost is going to remain the same. For dental and vision insurance, we are changing carriers. We're moving both of these to Humana in slight decrease in premium. A little bit of an enhancement on the vision insurance benefits, at least on the maximums for you guys. So the dental insurance, just to kind of go over how that works, pays 100% for preventative and diagnostic services. So that's your cleanings and bite wing x-rays, fluoride treatments for kids. No deductible needs to be paid first there, but it does pay 100% for those services. It pays 80% for basic services like simple extractions or fillings after a $50 deductible. Major services, bridges, crowns, inlays, those kinds of things, it's a $50 deductible and then 50% coinsurance. So that means if they pay $50, you pay $50. Periodontics and endodontics are covered at 80% paid by the insurance company, 20% by you. All of these services go towards an annual per member maximum of $1,500. So when the insurance company pays out on any of these services, it goes towards this $1,500 amount. If they get to that $1,500 amount in a calendar year, then they will stop paying and wait to kind of reload in the new year. But the orthodontic benefit is also 50% of the cost that you have paid up to a separate $1,500. So this is not the same or part of this $1,500 here. It's a separate lifetime maximum $1,500 for orthodontia benefits, which is a nice feature as well. For your vision insurance, you have a full eye exam you can get once every 12 months for just a $10 copay. You can also pay a $10 copay to get lenses and frames, up to a $160 allowance now, and a 20% discount on any costs above the $160 allowance for frames and lenses. You also have a similar $160 allowance for your contact lenses with a 15% discount on amounts above that. You cannot elect and pay for contact lenses and frames and lenses in the same calendar year and get the $160 allowance for each. It's either or in a calendar year, but obviously that's a very rich allowance for a relatively small copay, and the cost of the plans has gone down slightly as well. You have access to a health savings account if you participate in the high deductible plan. These are actually just bank accounts, and they can be funded with pre-tax dollars up to $3,450 for an individual if you're covering just yourself, up to $6,900 if you're covering yourself and any dependents, so just your spouse and or just a child or your spouse and children. We get to this maximum here. We have some information about that, obviously buried in there for you. We have a company-provided life insurance is being enhanced as well. It's going to $25,000, so this is a benefit that you get for being a full-time employee. So $25,000 there. You get a $25,000 accidental death and dismemberment benefit as well. We also have access to a voluntary term life insurance plan where you can get up to 5 times your salary, up to $500,000 with a guarantee issue for new hires of $130,000. The spouse benefits can get up to half of what the employee elects, up to $250,000, and a guarantee issue of $35,000. And then children, each of your children could get an additional $10,000 in coverage for them. So 1 or 10 kids, each $10,000 if you elect to participate in the child coverage there. We're also introducing a few new benefits for you guys called worksite benefits. These benefits are voluntary, individually priced and owned by you as an employee, and the benefits for all of these plans do pay directly to you. So unlike your health insurance and your dental insurance and vision insurance and even really life insurance for that matter, who pay benefits to doctors, to dentists, to vision providers, or to your family after you've been deceased, Accident, cancer, critical illness, hospital indemnity benefits do pay benefits directly to you as the insured, and they're designed to fill in some of the gaps that exist for things like accidents, cancers, and critical illness diagnoses. There's more detailed summaries of these benefits included in the document library that we looked at a little while ago, and there are, there are more detailed summaries that are included there, as well as little videos talking about what those benefits are. So you can see all that stuff when you go through. You also have access to a flexible spending account now and a dependent care account. So this allows you to set aside money pre-tax and pay for some expected expenses that you might have throughout the year. This does not need to be tied with a high deductible plan. So if you're on either of the copay plans, you can elect a flexible spending account and put money aside there up to this maximum. And then you have a dependent care account where you can put another amount away for children, for daycare expenses, preschool, summer care, before care and after care programs, even elder care or daycare programs can be included here. So you have a separate bucket of money that you can put away for those types of expenses. And we have all of our contact information here below. So that's the summary that you get into here in this document section where we posted that. After you've reviewed that and are comfortable moving forward and making your benefit elections, it takes you to all of this here where you have yourself listed and the dependents that we had as well. It's automatically defaulted to your enrollment election from the previous year. So this is employee spouse from the previous year. And these are total premiums, so these are non-subsidized premiums. When you log in and are looking at this, you're going to see, your cost to participate in these plans, not these total premium costs. But you see the costs are staying the same for the copay plan, the base plan. If I want to keep my coverage the same, my benefits would stay the same. However, if I wanted to waive my spouse, I'd need to spell a reason why I was waiving my spouse there, and I could maybe enroll myself and my child. It automatically adjusts that and shows what the new cost for these different plans would be, for the 3 different plans being offered based on what I'm actually electing. So once I've made that election on any of these plans, and you can review the summaries here as well, I just click next, and then I go into the dental, and it's a similar format. So you see here, I was elected an employee-only coverage for dental. Last year it cost me $1,403. This year it's going to cost me less than that, $1,347, to keep the same coverage. I can see what it would be to add my spouse or children to that plan as well. Once I click next, I go to the vision. Again, similar format. You'll see if I'm just employee only, last year I was $442. This year I'm going to $431, so my cost has gone down to continue that type of coverage. But I can also see what it would be now to add my children or my spouse to that plan. Life insurance, I have the coverage that's elected already for me for the basic life insurance. Then I have my voluntary life elections as well, where I can say I want to waive my children, it'll adjust my cost down below, or I want to add them, and it'll show what that cost is to add my children and or my insurance. So we mentioned $130,000 guarantee issue. It'll adjust the cost for that. It'll also make sure that I don't go higher than those maximums when I'm electing coverage for my spouse, or higher than the 50% when I'm electing coverage for my spouse. But you go ahead and make those elections as well. Takes you into the different accident, cancer, and critical illness and hospital confinement. And we had our worksite partner, Danny Ream, do little quick videos here to kind of get into more detail of these plan summaries for you. So those are all reviewed here, and you can make elections to participate in these plans. So this is covering just myself. On this accident plan is $8.74 a pay period. Cancer plan, I have myself, say I want to enroll in just myself. I'm looking at $15.23 for that plan. Again, more detailed information here. These are similar to products that are enrolled for companies like Aflac. It's kind of who made some of these popular over the years. But you see critical illness, can elect amounts there. Shows what my cost is. You have smoker, non-smoker rates for critical illness. In hospital confinement, you can waive or elect those coverages as well. It shows what the cost is for these, and you have 2 different plans to choose from there: a value and an indemnity plan, a premier plan. A So we had a little video on flexible spending accounts. This shows what that is. You can enroll or waive. Waive obviously is no election. If you enroll, you can actually put the dollar amount that you want to set aside over the course of the year, and it'll convert that into a per pay period deduction for you. And it works the same way for the dependent care account. You can enroll or waive. You can list the amount, and it'll go ahead and correlate that to a per pay period deduction for you down below. You have your beneficiary designations to make here. So if you've elected plans that have a beneficiary attached to it, it'll walk you through electing a beneficiary. You need to add up to 100%, but you can have primary or secondary beneficiaries designated there. And if you've completed all of that, it's going to take you to the signature page. So we've talked about a number of different carriers, UnitedHealthcare, Humana, Guardian, etc. So rather than having to complete all those forms separately, it's going to take and populate all those forms for you. All you need to do is sign. It's probably going to look all that much better than this. To get a signature with a mouse, and hit continue, and that'll populate and sign all those forms for you. Takes you to a nice summary of all the elections that you've made with the deductions associated with it. Links to all the different plan summaries as well. And then you can print that for your records, or just go ahead and finish up. Give us a little feedback on what you liked or didn't like about the process, and then you are finished. If you get through all of that, you're off of our list of people to follow up with, and you have completed it. Whether you're electing coverage or waiving coverage, we do need everybody to go through that. If you have questions along the way and need help, there's a little help button up here. You can complete the process of enrolling actually on the phone if you want to do it that way. Just need to verify yourself. We record that phone conversation as well. Or if you have just questions about how to decipher some of this information that we've talked about here today, you have direct contact information for myself, Rebecca here in my office, and Deanna as well. So please don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions or concerns along the way. And again, we appreciate your participation in this plan. Thank you.